Hi everyone, this is Vivian Mauricio. Why I'm doing this video? I did a version in Portuguese, of course, a much way longer because I was treating there about politics, about my projects, about politics channels in on YouTube, subjects that I want to talk to. I'm a person who has a lot of ideas, but to execute, to put them into practice, it's for me it's kind of difficult. Why, Vivian? Number one, technology is not my thing. I take ages to learn something that's already 100 years in the market. And I don't like to bother people. I don't like to ask for help, not because I'm arrogant, but because I don't like bothering people. So today, the reason, as I said, I did a way longer version in Portuguese, but to cut it short, I'm going to tell you something about my personal life. So this is what is this, Vivian? This is my wedding album, my wedding pictures. Back in 1998, I got married, but my husband passed away in 2018. So I met him middle of May 1996, and then in April 1998 we got married. I was pregnant at the time. Yes, what a shame. I was pregnant at the time, 20 weeks pregnant at the time. I got married in April. In August my son was born, but August 1998 he was born, but he was stillborn. So, and if he would be alive this August, he would be 26 years old. So I'm just, of course, this video will not be very, very big. It's just a little detail of my life that I would like to share with you. And I was also talking, this is much more about the pictures and the honor of my, I don't like to say ex-husband because we never divorced. He passed away. So whenever I talk about him, I say my husband as a matter of respect, and because I don't feel comfortable on saying that my deceased husband or my ex-husband, because I said we never divorced, we never separated. So he passed away July 2018, so it's just a little more than 5 years and a half. And today I was doing a few things here home. Just for the record, this is the middle of, don't want to give the exact date. So we are in the middle of February 2024, so it's just a little after 5 years and a half that he passed away, and I was home doing a few things, and then I had this idea of doing this quick video saying some details of my marriage, about my the wedding day with Mr. Paulo Rodriguez. But one thing that I would like to mention for you, there was a film, I didn't Google the name of the actor, very, very good film, around 2000-ish. I can't remember for sure because I didn't Google any information, just decided last minute to gather some pictures and do this video and talk to you about my wedding day and my marriage. There was this film called Maximus, and it was about this soldier, his name, if I'm not mistaken, so the Maximus is the name of the main character of the film. His main, the message about him was his honor, his legacy, his fight for the nation, the victories that he brought to his nation. And when we talk about husbands, about fighters, about soldiers, we talk about honor and fighting for the nation, fighting for the family. The majority of the men that go to war, that go to protect, they go for the nation, yes, but much more they go because of their family, because of their wives, because of their mothers, because the family and their children. And one of the last scenes of this video that tells to me, reminds me a lot about my husband, about Paulo, is there was this one of the last scenes that so I can't remember the name of the character and not also the actor, but the son, the prince, let's call him the prince, he wanted so much to be in power, to reign, that he killed his father. And he was very, very jealous because his father treasured, admired a lot Maximus, and then he found a way to kill him. So when he was in power and when he was crowned, sorry, my English sometimes lets me down. So when he was reigning, when he started his reign, when he became a king, he captured, put Maximus in prison, and then he went privately to visit Maximus and stabbed him, because later they were going to fight this pretend fight in front of the whole nation, the whole crowd. So he went when he was like tied up, he was in chains, so Maximus could not defend himself. So this now king that he killed his father went there and stabbed him. So under the vest and the armor, he could not, nobody could see that he was hurt, he was draining, he was bleeding, nobody could see that. So there was this fake pretend fight. But even then, in this condition, Maximus managed, so they fought, and Maximus managed to kill him. So the scene that came to my mind that tells about honor, about honoring someone, that even after his death, this person is still honored. So the wife of this king that was killed by his son, so she comes, I think she was still the queen, I think. So the title. So so they're both that, Maximus and the prince that now is king. So the wife of this deceased king comes. So they're both dead in front of the crowd, and comes the guards, the imperial, let's call imperial guards, and she demands them to give orders to them to carry the body of Maximus. So they carry him in a respectful way. So it was the last honor he received, that even dead, he was honored as a person of principle, of honor, person that fought for the nation. And the guy, the prince that, I can't remember his name, that was in power, he was left there like nobody, like no one that mattered. So this scene I wanted to mention on the day of the burial of Paulo. I wanted to mention that, but a lot of things happened on the day that time was a bit short for all the celebrations. It's funny because I asked people not to come in black, but to come with colorful clothes, with smiley face, because we're not crying for his death, we were celebrating his life. So of course there were tears, there were cries, there were testimonials, it was very emotional, yes, but because we're remembering how great, how honorable, how wonderful, a wonderful person that Paulo was, as a man, as a man of God, as a husband, and as a dad. And before I forget to show the pictures, because it's almost finishing everything and I did not show the pictures for you. So initially I was born Viviane Evaristo, because now I'm Viviane Mauricio. So I was born Viviane Evaristo. So this is my dad. So this is Mr., let's call him Joseph, but José Evaristo, my dad, who passed away in 2013. That's me on my wedding day. It was indoors, like in my home celebration. We are totally broke. We didn't have money to do a party, to do nothing. So we just got married, got some clothes that you will see. And this is my mom, Fatima Evaristo, and that's me again. Okay, so I was born Viviane Evaristo, and then let me get here. I put some, so this is, I think it's, let's call, how can I say that in English? Registrar, wedding registrar or town hall. So I don't know how I can call that. So the official office that you go and register and get married, legally married. So it was the day, so 3rd of April 1998. So it was during the day we had this registrar's celebration, getting the papers sorted for the wedding. And then at night in my home, so it was in the afternoon, and then at night, this is the picture. Of course, I will post them on my Instagram. I will tell the name soon. So the quality, the quality of the pictures were horrible. Anyway, it was how we could do back on those days in 1998. And I used it to work in a photograph picture shop, like Fujifilm and Kodak. If you remember, around the 90s, when you used it to have those roll films put in a kind of roll, and then you take the film to the shops to print the pictures, if you remember that time. So I used it to work in a shop like that. So I managed to have this amazing wedding album, wedding book, because a friend of mine, I used it to work in a shop like that, a very nice time in my life as well, one of my first jobs back in Brazil. And there was a girl that she was a photographer, so she offered to do the pictures to go, and of course some of them were there with me on the wedding, on the celebration, and where we have the religious celebration as well. So so this is my mom, me, Paulo, and my father-in-law, who is still alive today in Brazil. So this is us. So when I got married, we were extremely broke at the time. Didn't change much, but anyway, at the time was. So it was us on our wedding day. So we got some, as a Christian, I don't drink alcohol, me. Some people do, but I don't. So we got some soft drinks and some pastries, some things, traditional things back in Brazil that we use on parties. And that is, again, so we'll post these pictures on my social medias, on Instagram. I will tell you, will write down for you. And this is again me. This is my wedding gown, my wedding dress, that it was very hard for me at the time, with the short money that I had, to do this. And yes, Mr. Paulo Rodriguez. So I was Mrs. Rodriguez back then. And then later, it's another story. So today I'm Vivian Mauricio, but it's another story, another time, that I want to share. So it's another story, another day, another video. So yeah, so this is part of my life. So I was married to him for 20 years. Wonderful time, wonderful for 20 years. We had problems, yes. We had lack of money, yes. We had some wrong things that we did, some wrong investments, yes. But on the top of that, God was there. His blessings was there. His hand was there. His advice, his words. God was all there all the time. So it soothed the pain of a marriage, because, you know, if you're married or if you're in any kind of relationship, so who do we have problems? We have problems that we relate with people that we relate every single day. So we have problems with co-workers, we have problems with our boss, we have problems if you belong to a church or a community, we have problems there, because humans, relationships involve problems, disagreements, and etc. But in marriage is not different. But what's the difference that made us together for 20 years plus the dating time? God's advice, God's words, respect, love, but above all, the fear of God. And we had wonderful, 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 wonderful years. He was As I said, we got married on the 3rd of April 1998, and he passed away 20 years later on the 5th of July 2018. So today we have a daughter. She's 16 now, but the time when he passed away, she just turned 11. And bless the Lord, the memories that she has of her father, of her dad, are marvelous. She had a memory of a family, very humble family. We didn't have much, but we had respect, we had love, and most of all, we had a lot of things that, one thing that, among others that we had, that a lot of people treasure. What was it? Peace. We had peace. So once I was hearing a pastor, and he was teaching that how do you know your marriage is nice, your marriage is happy, your marriage is worthy? Is when the best time of your day is when you're coming back home. When I heard this, I rang Paulo and said, Paulo, I know you're busy, so sorry to call you, but are you happy to come home every day? He said, Vivian, I'm working. No, just answer that. He said, yes, I'm happy to come work. So are you happy in our home? Yes. I'll say, that's all I want to know. And then I hang up. So yes, we had a very, very love. We had love, we had respect, and the fear of God. And whatever the circumstance that we faced, God was there. And he did what he could not do. He did the miracles we could not do. He did the fixing that we could not do ourselves. So yes, this is Vivian Mauricio. I'm going to post this on my channel, on my pages. I have some in Portuguese, but will not tell them the Portuguese one. The English one is Detangling Brazil, and the Facebook is Viviane Mauricio. And thank you for watching, and share this, and thank you for being here. If you know me for a long time, and you know this part of my life when I was married to Mr. Paulo Rodrigues, you will remember him as a nice person, as a sweet person, as a responsible person, a person that helped, that cared, that was a very, very valuable man to his family and to the society, because he wrote his history, he wrote his name in a lot of people's lives as an honored and respectable man. So yes, maximums about honor, about legacy, about honoring his family and his nation. Paulo Rodrigues was part of my life for more than 20 years. And I thank God for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Bye-bye.